Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video, folks. Today we are predicting the Premier League Week 14 predictions for the midweek, of course. So much to look forward to. I can't believe the Premier League is just in midweek, of course. So we've got a few matches on today, tonight, then tomorrow night, and then Thursday night, including Man United versus West Ham. Before you get into the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Right. First up, Bournemouth versus Everton. Both teams suffered defeats in a very different fashion over the weekend and will look to bounce back on Tuesday at the Vitality Stadium. So, Bournemouth were 2-0 up inside 15 minutes against Sunderland on Saturday, but they were stunned by the Black Cats, who scored 3 of their own without replying at the Stadium of Light. But the Cherries ended the match with 10 men after Lewis Cook's late red card. They will have 3 players missing through suspension in this match, but after Marco Silves and David Brooks both received their 5th league contusions of the season, Everton meanwhile slumped to a 4-1 defeat against Newcastle on the home turf, which contributed their joint biggest defeat this season. But for the first time, they have conceded 4 or more goals, and it was somewhat surprising result for the Toffees, but given that they have enjoyed a strong November up until this point. So this one is a tricky one to call, but I'm going for Bournemouth to win 2-1. Fulham against Man City. Both Fulham and Man City record narrow victories on the weekend, with the two sides meeting at Craven Cottage on Tuesday. So should be some brilliant game, should be a great game. Fulham coming into this one of a 2-1 victory at Tottenham Hotspur, of course, which was some much needed breathing room from the relegation zone. And for Man City, of course, they did it the hard way of beating Leeds United. And brilliant goal, by the way, from Phil Foden for the winner, 3-2 over Leeds. But I'm going for City to have a little bit too much. I'm going for them to win 3-1. And then Newcastle versus Tottenham. Under pressure is Thomas Frank, taking his struggling Tottenham Hotspur side to St James's Park to face Newcastle. Newcastle coming into better form of late. And Tottenham are not in great form, of course. Thomas Frank will be feeling the pressure, but I'm going for Newcastle to win 2-0. And then on to Wednesday, of course, Arsenal versus Brentford. After being held by Chelsea, tabletoppers Arsenal looking to get back to winning ways against Brentford. After that 1-1 draw with Chelsea, Brentford coming into this one with 3-1 win over Burnley. So I think Burnley will give it a go, but I think Arsenal will win 2-1, probably just. And then Brighton versus Aston Villa. 2 informed teams going head-to-head on Wednesday. Brighton host Aston Villa. Both of them coming into great form. But I'm sitting on the fence to say 2-2 draw. Right. Burnley versus Crystal Palace. Burnley are sneaking to avoid a 5th straight Premier League defeat as they take on Crystal Palace on Turf Moor, of course, under Scott Parker. But I think Palace are in better form of late, but I'm going for Palace to win 2-1. Wolves versus Nottingham Forest. Wolves are looking every bit of relegation team right now. So Sean Dyche, Nottingham Forest are coming into this and after a 2-0 loss, but I think they'll bounce back. I think Nottingham Forest will win 2-0. And then Leeds versus Chelsea. After their heartbreak loss to Man City, Leeds host Chelsea. There are coming into this much pressure now, but I think Chelsea should have a little bit too much. I think they'll edge it 2-1. Liverpool versus Liverpool claiming a rot-stopping victory over West Ham on Sunday, but now entertaining